So today we'll be looking at Tesla Lotto puts. It's the end of the day on Friday. Things are very cheap, can be very profitable with a high return on your investment. So just looking at the 5-day 50-minute chart and zooming in a bit, this is the kind of area we're going to be examining. Now, in a short setup, I like to see upward swings getting smaller. So let's see if we can find that first. I'm going to measure this upward swing with a Fibonacci extension from low to high, projected off of the low. So you can see this high comes in at exactly 61.8% of our previous upward swing. So that looks good. Let's remove that for now. Now I want to see these upward swings getting smaller again, because I like to see a failed 282 extension before I get interested in a short. So if we measure this low to high swing and project it off this low, we can see here we have, my friend, the failed 282 extension. So price reaches this and then starts to get rejected. Other things you like to look for in a short setup would be the 50-day moving average rejecting price, which you can see happens here. The VWAP rejecting price, which you can see happen here. They don't always happen, both of them. Sometimes just one of them happens, but that can be good enough if you have all these other factors culminating in to tell you this is a good short setup. We also have the 8-day moving average trying to break over the 20-day moving average, but not making it. So all these factors coupled together, the failed 282, the downward facing VWAP projecting price action, upward swings getting smaller, and holding this downward trend line. All these things can tell you this is a pretty strong short setup. And if it doesn't work, you could just cut your losses up here somewhere. So it would be a pretty good risk reward ratio. And it's Friday, so these puts are very cheap because they expire today. So you take your chances. You see the VWAP rejection, the 282 rejection. Buy a couple of puts, whatever you feel comfortable with. Now, what do you do with it once you have your short position? You want to determine potential areas of support on the way down, so you can be closing out profits on the way down. So measure a previous high to low swing and project it off our next high point. I'm going to turn this purple because I turn all my downward swings purple. Now this point wouldn't be our entry. I wanted to see it confirm this downward trend, so we'd have to push down and then push back up to a lower high. And this point, this failed 282 extension here, would be our lower high. So I would start closing out profits on the way down. Maybe you'd use the 282 or the 50 or the 618 or the 75, just so you have a cushion in case this reverses on you. I mean, if you got in here and it went down to here, you already closed some profits out here and it reversed, you wouldn't go from green to red on a trade because you'd been systematically taking profits on the way down. So that's something you can do to protect your profits and keep yourself green. And you can see, obviously, we make 100% of our previous downward move, showing that all downward swings have relationships to other downward swings. So that's how you could have found a good short setup, using the downward facing 50-day moving average, downward facing VWAP, that failed 282 extension. Also, the 8-day not being able to cross over the 20-day moving average. So here's how you could have found a short setup and found profit targets to protect yourself from losses on the way down.